Hi, I'm Roger Davison. Welcome to the Service Call Blueprint. With us today is Zeke Brown, and Zeke is a technician for Davis Heating and Cooling in Rocky Mount, Virginia. Zeke hasn't been in the heating and air conditioning all that long. He's new to the business, in fact. But Zeke is one of my clients. I've ridden with Zeke 2 times, I think, maybe more. Zeke has been in some online classes and some face-to-face classes. And Zeke is learning the service call blueprint and is having some pretty good success with it. And that's the reason I wanted to have Zeke on so you guys could listen to him. So Zeke, thank you for joining us today on the service call blueprint.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Zeke, tell us a little bit about how you got to Davis Heating and Cooling and your background in the heating and air conditioning business.
Well, I kind of started it when I was going to high school. They had offered the program for about 3 years. Took all 3 years, learned as much as I could, got a few certifications, and a buddy of mine had owned his own business, and he offered me to come and work for him. Well, I had worked for him for a few summers in and out of school, and got the main points of it, and doing installs and stuff, and Chris, my boss now at Davis, was actually my Pee Wee football coach when I was in Sandlot football. So I knew him and how his business was, and I was pretty interested in going there. So we had set up an interview, and I came in and got the job, and it was pretty good to me, and started me off in installs, and got to see how they did things, and started moving me over into service and got me doing this, and I love it.
Good. That's an interesting story. Tell us how long you have been at Davis.
I've been with Davis for about a year, since September of 2016.
Yes.
And I've been doing the service side ever since February.
Okay. How long have you been doing service calls in general? Have you been doing service calls at the other place, or are you telling us you just started doing service calls this year in February?
Yeah.
Because this is, okay. So this is, today is July 29th. So you've been doing service calls for 5 months, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. So you're really new at the process, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you're having some success with the service call blueprint. Tell us what you like about the process.
I guess just the order and the way you go about it. You just show them why you're there so that they feel comfortable and what you're going to do, and that after you do find the problem, you give them some options on what they can pick. The option sheets and stuff, that seemed to work great for my experience wise. Reading them your top option, read them all you're going to do, and just reading the price and show them and say, hey, you got all these other options. What would you like to do? And it shows for itself. They usually pick mid-range or sometimes even the top, but you still got some that pick the bottom. But it's really helped me a whole lot just by showing them the sheets and going through the process.
Mm-hmm. Has it helped you with the emotional part? When I say emotional part, has it helped you with any fears that you might have had in terms of, I got to go produce, I got to go generate revenue? How has it helped you sort of let go of, hey, this isn't my problem, it's the homeowner's problem? Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, and like with that, and just showing them the option sheets. If they just want to fix, they got the bottom option. And then if they want it more reliable, more enhancements, and make it a lot better than it was before I showed up, they go with the top one. But that's their choice, and it's just whatever they pick, I go and do what I'm supposed to do and do it the best I can. And it's just it got me over the fear of feeling bad for them, say what kind of situation they were in. If they want it, they'll get it, and just do the best you can.
Tell us yesterday, I know you had some success. Tell us about the call yesterday Where you were doing, I think you were doing a service agreement fulfillment. You were doing the air conditioning service agreement fulfillment. And tell us about that call where you had some success yesterday.
Yeah. I was just doing a regular tune-up, spring tune-up, going through my regular process as I would on a regular service, like a regular maintenance. And I found a capacitor out of range. Blow range was going bad. Let the customer know about it. I gave them a few options, and she said that she would talk to her husband, so she did, and she came back and told him, she said, well, it's about 8 years old, and we just want this thing to last a good little while, so we're not going to worry about the money. We're just going to go with the top option and get this thing taken care of. And then I did that, and yeah.
Explain to us what was included in the top option.
What was included was the capacitor, a compressor enhancement kit. I got to clean and restore the outdoor unit to factory specs, and also a service agreement of semi-annual maintenance that Davis does offer was included with that too. And I mean, they was looking forward to getting on the agreement, get a regular check of how old it was. They was just trying to extend the life of it, make sure nothing breaks down on them. Still secure.
So this was not a service agreement. This was just a planned tune-up?
Yes.
So it wasn't a prepaid agreement. Do you remember how we got the tune-up? Can you tell us about the history? Do you remember the history? Maybe did we call them? Was it proactive? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, we had sent out a few flyers for a special we was running, an $89 tune-up. And they called in and they set it up and went out there, checked a few things, and got them all signed up on a regular maintenance agreement and took care of the enhancements and stuff, made the system more reliable.
Yeah. Now, that's amazing. So you went out on an $89 tune-up that they responded from a postcard, and how much was the top option?
It was $674, but with the tune-up, we made it $733.
Yeah, and the only thing that was a concern of yours was a capacitor was out of range, but the system was working fine, wasn't it?
Yep, everything was running. It was cool and great. It was just that part was out of range, and let them know about it. They went with the top option.
Tell us how you set that up at the Greek. When you do a tune-up, there's a Greek that you tell them. Tell them how you set that up.
You mean with presenting the options, or? No,
before you go and show the menu. When you do the Greek, your service agreement Greek, because it's an important part of the process. Tell us how that sounds.
Yeah, that's just walk in, introduce who I am, and tell them what I'm going to do, grab my tools, and if I'm to find anything that concerns me at all, I'd like to sit down with you and go over a few options, like with one of the option sheets. Say, okay, yeah, that sounds good, and like I say, yeah, I mean, when you come in and show them the option sheets, I mean, it's just, I mean, the process works. I mean, it speaks for itself. It really does.
So, but one of the things that I want you to share with the audience is how important it's been for you to set that up on the Greek. So you sort of set the expectation of what you're going to do, and you get them to agree to it. And it's,
yes, sir.
And it's like, hey, let me tell you why I'm here. This is what I'm going to do. I don't expect to find anything, but if I do, I'd like to bring it to your attention. And then you're the boss. You can tell me what to do.
Exactly.
They like that, don't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. And like seeing their options too. They got a variety of choices to pick from. It's just like walking into a restaurant and picking what meal you want. I mean, they got a few options they want to do. I mean, it definitely increases your average ticket. It definitely, it's a lot of, I mean, it definitely works. It really does speak for itself.
Do you feel like you're pushing people into doing stuff, or you just feel like you're just letting go of that and letting them decide?
No, I mean, I read them. I read the top option and tell them what the best choice is, and then I show them the rest of the options. I mean, you don't have to pick the top one, because we do have all these other ones. I give it to them and I let them pick.
I remember the first day I was the first day we went out together to execute, the process, and it was, you remember that big scary dog that out you
Oh
that
yeah.
spoke up? I mean, that's the
Oh
real
yeah.
world. I wish I had gotten that on video. And we've done a webinar with the live video. We videoed that, and anybody want to go look at that, you can find it on my website. But anyway, it was an instant call. I want you to tell the audience your emotional response when the lady picked the top option, and then I want you to tell us more detail. But tell us, I'll never forget what you said. Do you remember what you said?
I probably don't remember exactly, but I was honestly in shock.
That's what that's the word I was looking for. Why were you in shock?
Well, I think she was sick.
Uh-huh.
And I just, it didn't really look, I guess, judging a book by its cover, that she would want to get the top option because of how much it costed. But when she did, I mean, when you show them the options, they pick what they want. I mean, don't feel guilty. I mean, that's what they want. That's their money and that's their choice. It's just fulfill what they want you to do. Yeah. I mean, I was just in shock. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And I mean, I was ecstatic. I said, wow. I mean, right there. I mean, it really works.
I remember you were shocked. But that brings us to another point. You have to really be careful about allowing your own thoughts to get in your way, don't you?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And that's one thing I definitely had to get over when I started doing the process and things like that. I had to get over that fear.
Tell us more about the fear. What kind of, because fear is a real thing, but sometimes it just stops us. Tell us more about the fear. What was your fear?
The fear was kind of just showing them the price and then freaking out, oh my gosh, it's so much, or just the kind of situation they might be in, and they get upset because it's going to cost so much just to fix it, but I mean, it's their choice, it's their money, like I said. I mean, you do what they want, I mean, that's their choice, that's their money. It works itself out.
Yeah. And before, you had a tendency to sort of own their problem, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And now you've learned to let go of something that you shouldn't be holding on to, which is their problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. We want to have customer empathy, but we don't want to have sympathy and own their problem, and it's really their choice. And so tell us about that call that it was that day where the big dog was, and you were shocked and the lady picked the top option. Tell us about that call, just from your perspective.
You mean
just all the way through, from the beginning to the end, with the dog, whatever. Just start out and all of the challenges you had, because there were some challenges there.
Oh yeah, just walking in at first and seeing what kind of situation she was in, and then coming out with a dog, and I think he charged you almost about 3 times and got stuck in the truck for a little while. We
were marooned in the van, weren't we?
Yeah, that won't too fun. He's a big old pit bull, won't he?
Yeah, he was charging us.
Oh yeah, that won't no fun, but you're going to have things like that too, and then on the inside the coal was all frozen up, and I had to thaw that out, and it just took a while, but it's going all the way through it. And when I showed them the options, I was assertive and asking to sit down and really looking them in the eye and showing them their options, telling them their options and what they had to do, and you just got to follow the process. I mean, that's really it. I mean, you just keep at it, just keep learning. I mean, it really works for itself. It's for me, before I even knew it, my average ticket probably wasn't nothing at all, but doing the process and showing them their options has really just boosted everything up and really shown to prove itself. I mean, it really does work.
Yeah. Those 3 days that I was there time before last, I think in 3 days you did 7 or 8 grand, didn't you?
I think so. Yeah.
And I don't know how many, but what, 3 calls maybe a day?
Yep. I think so.
So you did 7 or 8 grand with 3 times with 9 calls. I mean, that's a pretty good average ticket right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, because I think I know, but I want the audience to know. Tell us how old you are.
I'm not but 18 years old, and I don't turn 19 for about a few more months.
Yeah. So you're having some great success because you're just going through the process. I want you to give us a sense about your thoughts about the process and how important it is to stay on process. Tell us more about that.
Yes, you got to stay on it. Honestly, what I did to learn it, I taped it up in my bathroom, read it over and over and over and over. I mean, you just got to practice it, keep at it. I mean, it really does. Going through a certain process, telling them what you're going to do, make them feel comfortable that you're there, and when you give them your options, I mean, you give them a variety of choices to pick from. I mean, it gives them, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It makes them feel a lot better that they have a choice and not like they're being told that they need to do this or need to do that. They have a choice of what they want to do, and they can pick from it. Just,
and they,
I mean, it really.
And Zeke, they pick a lot of things that they don't need, don't they?
Exactly. Yep.
But yet they want them.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Now,
they want to feel more comfortable.
Go ahead. They want to what?
They want to feel more comfortable and feel like they can rely on that, not have any worries about the system breaking down or anything like that.
And some of the words that you use in your script are important to relay that meaning to them, like reliability. You'd only want to pick that top option if you want your system fixed better than it was, more reliable than it was when I showed up. And you said you put something up in your bathroom and learned it. What did you put up in your bathroom? What did you learn? Tell us more.
The service call script, the maintenance script, just tape it right in front of me whenever I'm using the bathroom and just read it over and go over it. Say it out loud, over and over again.
Do you remember the conversation I had with you, Zeke? What do I need to do to get you to learn this script because you were being hard-headed? You remember that conversation?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. I had to call you. Tell us about that.
Yeah. We had actually gone over it a few times, having meetings in the morning, and my boss, Chris, had realized that I was struggling with it. And really, I just honestly wasn't reading it. I was just trying to go and do my own way. And Roger called me and kind of got on me a little bit, and get me going. But I mean, that really did help, and I mean, it's proven to show itself, and I'm really glad that y'all got on me about it. And I mean, it's really helped me a whole lot.
How much time do you think you had to invest in learning the Greek and the presentation word for word? How much time did that take you?
I'd definitely say a few weeks, just going through it during the day, trying to practice it on your calls, and then go home, say it over and over and over again. I probably practice about 30 minutes every night, just going over it, and then trying again the next day and try to improve. And that's just it comes with time, but you just got to keep at it, and keep practicing with it.
Was there anything uncomfortable about executing the script word for word?
No. It's nothing like that.
What was the resistance to learning it? There was definitely resistance, and I run into resistance a lot with technicians. What was that about? Help us get our head around that. Because you're not the only one. You're normal, by the way.
Right. Yeah, just, I guess with change, I guess I don't know if I was ready to change and go with that. But when I really realized that what I was doing at the time wasn't working, I mean, I also just said I need to make a change because what I'm doing is not working and it's not benefiting the company. I need to make a change for myself, better myself and the company. That's pretty much did it.
That's good. Yesterday you called me and we talked, and you said, "Hey Roger, I need a menu for a TXV valve because we don't have one." And did you build that menu yesterday and try to use it?
Well, the first call was the one I had already got on a TXV and I had performed the sheet yet, but after that I did build a sheet. The bottom one was just a regular TXV test system operations. And as I went up, I would go with parts and cleaning and things like that. And just little things at a time, like maybe electronic premium contactor, go up another one, surge protector, things like that. It's honestly really not that hard to make. You just go back in your van and you sit down for a little bit and just think. Not even take you 5 minutes just to make one up. And then you execute the script and let them pick. It's really a simple process, and it really has worked for you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we hang up? And think about that question. Like, there's going to be a lot of owners who own companies who have technicians whose tickets are terrible, just like yours was. What would you say to the owners who are thinking about, solving that problem? What would you say to them about what you've learned? Encourage them. What would you tell them? With my age, most kids my age are pretty stubborn, and I was at first pretty stubborn. But when I really did realize, I mean, I really didn't realize until you got on me about it. And just give them a little kick in the butt. Show them, like, look, just experience and just try it. Just give it a try. I mean, honestly, I just tried it and it started clicking and I realized, I said, wow, this stuff really does work. And I kept at it and kept at it and kept practicing. And I mean, it's got me where I am today. And it really works. And it's great.
Well, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us today on the service called Blueprint, and you're doing really good. I'm really proud of you. I'll be back down there soon, probably in another month, and I hope to get to ride with you again soon. But thanks for joining us today on the service called Blueprint.
All right, well, I appreciate you having me.
Hey, again, I want to thank everybody for watching the Service Call Blueprint. But before we go, I want to show you how you can watch the Service Call Blueprint webinar. Go to my website, rogerdaviston.com. That's D-A-V-I-S-T-O-N with a S-T-O-N. It's like Davis with a T-O-N. And on the home page, all you got to do is click on Reserve Seat right here. And this will take you over here to the Service Call Blueprint. You reserve your seat, pull down a day, select the time you want to watch it, and put in your name, email, and you just register and click register, and you can watch it at the time that you've scheduled to watch it. So again, thank you very much for joining us, and God bless.